Hi humans, and welcome back to the Unleashing Unveiled community. Today we're getting a little personal because I'm going to share my numbers on how I became the first millionaire in my family in 26 months of starting my business and the 10 things that I learned along the way. Let's dive right in. Probably the number one thing on top of this list is understanding that you have to either adopt the new belief system, and I'll get into all of that, or you have to learn a new skill. As you start to travel down your wealth journey, you have to remember that you always have to be the student. And this is very much like yoga. I learned this of being the student of yoga, and also I'm a yoga teacher, and I'm never above the work. I'm always learning. I'm always reading. And if you stay hungry for learning more, because by the way, if you're building your brand on social media, that is always changing. The algorithm's always changing. Things are being updated. And so you have to be on your toes. And so if you're the type of person who is like, I just want to learn one thing and rinse and repeat and do it forever, this is not for you. Wealth is playing with numbers. It's playing with things that have not anchored into the physical reality yet. So in many ways, you can have a big imagination. You have to be the person that sees yourself winning before you are even at the finish line. Learning new skills is so important as somebody who is going to build wealth. You have to learn new things. You have to try new things. And humans, you can't take it personal. Really separate yourself and look at the things that you're learning almost as data. What worked, what didn't work, let's take it out. What worked, let's double down. Now, belief systems. This is probably the area where honestly it hurts so many people because we come into it with these fixed mindset. Oh, I'm going to blow up my YouTube channel or my Instagram or my business bank account in 30 days. I saw so-and-so do it. But you didn't see so-and-so's 1 year or 2 year or all of the time that they spent perfecting their craft. So come into it with understanding that you're gonna have to adopt a new way of thinking. I'll give you a perfect example. If you want to create wealth, but you're still holding this belief that it's not possible, or you cringe, or you can't look at your bank account, right then and there, this is the area of growth for you. This is the area of opportunity for you. This is the place where you have to tell yourself, in order for me to get to my desired goals, I have to start to think different and understand something. And this is just from an energetic perspective. Give your body enough time to catch up to the new mindset, and give your mindset an opportunity to catch up with your body. You don't have just one body, you have many. You have your emotional body, your spiritual body, your physical body. And oftentimes we think that abracadabra, you're a new human, and all of a sudden it's gonna happen, and you're not giving yourself time to integrate. You're not giving yourself time to actually embody that belief that you just started to work with. It's not gonna happen just one time of you repeating mantras or affirmation. That is just ridiculous, human. Which leads me to my second thing. Allow yourself to freaking suck for a year. And I really mean that. I learned this taking a sabbatical from literally life for a year as I was moving through all of the shifts and not working, and recently quit my 6-figure job as a TV producer and just teaching yoga, which by the way, it wasn't for a lot. It's like $50 a class. And so I really learned during that year who I was. I was actually perfecting my craft. My craft was me. I was the product. I didn't know it at the time. I wasn't attached to it. I wasn't like, be the best human so we can go sell you. Like, it never came from that. It came from real desire of purpose and wanting to connect with myself and not being attached to anything. I was totally in the moment, and I was working on myself day and night. I spent sometimes weeks crying, but reading books and listening to podcasts and taking walks and looking at nature and connecting to myself and going on retreats and learning from people. And I know there's probably somebody here that's like, I don't have time, I don't have money. Listen, baby girl, human being, kings and queens, God and goddesses, time and money is never an excuse. And take it from somebody who did not grow up with wealth at all or even exposed to that. In fact, I was exposed to a lot of the opposite, a lot of lack, a lot of poverty consciousness, a lot of you have to work hard. These were programs that I was passed down to through my lineage, but also, I mean, you don't even have to be a brown person nowadays to have this kind of mindset. This is an energetic program that has been passed down to all humans, that we believe we have to be good minions and good soldiers for some kind of system to work better. And yet, when in fact, the only thing that you should be really doing is taking care of yourself. When you're not good, nothing else can happen from that. You are the transmitter. And so you have to ask yourself, how's my transmitter working? Do I need to dust it off? Do I need to refine it? Do I need to retune it with different beliefs and different actions and stepping into a new way of being? And number two, give yourself time to integrate all that information. I see so many people running and quitting the minute things get bumpy. Listen, things are gonna get bumpy because it's life, and you have to learn to get enough reps in. If you don't get enough reps in, if you don't know what it feels like to upgrade your system or to open up your mindset or to travel to a new country or all of these things, it's going to really hurt you. And time and money should never be the excuse. We all have time. You make time for the things that are important to you. And if you're still stuck in this like, no, Melissa, but you don't understand. I have 15 kids and I don't have, it's never good enough. When you have a purpose and you're supposed to be doing something in your life, all of these excuses that you keep making up in your mind as the reasons why you don't have enough time, to me, it's not good enough. You have to find the time. Find the time for the things that you love. Find the time for your loved ones. Find the time to build your business. Find the time to work on your mindset. If you don't find the time because it exists, you will never get there. Same thing with money. This is going to be a little triggering for people because I don't believe in time anyways. And I don't believe in time because I practice a lot of presence. And when you're present, you realize time disappears. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody and then all of a sudden time disappears? Time is not real. It's only real because you pay attention to it. It's the same thing with money. And I know somebody's going to be like, well, no. It's real. Look at my bank account. But if you keep looking at the places of lack, if you keep looking at the places where you're not, you only recreate that. I didn't make it up. It's literally the way the universe works. The universe works and is attracted to your vibration. And your vibration is picked up by the thoughts that you keep thinking. So you got to stop looking at the things that you don't want. And you have to start using your imagination like a child and start imagining yourself as the person who already has the thing. Which leads me to number 3. Operate as your quantum self. You're going to hear me say this a lot, but I believe that beings are two things. We're human, which is very attached to our physical reality, our eyes, our senses. And I know that we operate too much with our human self when I hear people say, well, I got to see it to believe it. Show me. You're still operating with your human self. That's only going to produce so many results. I want you to operate with your quantum self. The quantum self is your energetic self. I know somebody probably is like, I don't know what the hell that is. How do I believe my quantum self? Just close your eyes and tune in with yourself and understand that you have a passenger. You have a spirit. You're not just this meat body walking around wanting to become a millionaire. There's a reason for that, and that's going to be in the next number. But for now, I want you to start to operate with that quantum self in mind, understanding that you have intuition. You have a cord that's connected to something bigger. Connected to something that is driving you. And this quantum part of you knows no fear. It knows that when it gets an idea, it's just going to go out and it's just going to do it. So remember that when you start tripping and when you start having fear, you start having this, what people call limiting beliefs and imposter syndrome, that is just your vehicle, your spaceship operating with outdated things that you no longer want. So you got to go into that hardware just like you would with an Apple Mac or any other thing that you need to upgrade, and you got to upgrade your damn hardware. Too many people want things with the wrong hardware, and that's where you're not getting to your desire. And then if you want to operate with your quantum self, you have to start to practice connecting to your magic. You have to start to practice that the universe literally has your back and is your PR agent and is the ultimate algorithm, that when you want something, you got to focus more on what you want. And just like, on TikTok, they have the little button that's like not interested. You got to see things in your reality, be like not interested, not interested, interested. That's how you learn to open up your channel. That's how you learn to create your own reality. Next part. Pick something that you're absolutely obsessed with and go out and create it. For me, it was yoga and meditation. Did I have a business plan? No. Did I know how I was going to market it, sell it? No. You got to take intuitive steps in the beginning. Just take steps towards figuring out, what is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? What do I actually like? And just take the step towards that. You see, too many people don't take those steps because their logical human self be humaning, and then all of a sudden you're like, but how am I gonna make money? But this doesn't make any sense. You have to stop that. If you keep having this fixed mindset in this way, you're gonna continue to stay in that matrix that you're in, and which, by the way, we're all in some kind of matrix. As you transcend, which is different, as you alchemize, which is different, you start to change the form of how you are and you turn it into gold. I've been saying for 4 years, everything I touch turns to gold. Everything I touch turns to gold. Why do I say that? Because everything that I touch touch turns to gold in my mind. Not physical gold, better than gold. It always works out my way. Things are always in alignment. There are never doors that are closed. They're always opening. The path is always unfolding in the exact timing that it needs to be. God, Source, Universe is always placing me in position to get to know the people that I really need, because they're going to excel and propel me into the next new level where I'm supposed to be. You don't have to worry. You just gotta figure out what you are supposed to be doing. You gotta figure out your part. And my part at the time was just teaching yoga and meditation. And none of it made sense because I wasn't making any money. $300 a week living in New York City. Of course, my logical brain is like, okay, I'm gonna be poor on the street, but that's not true. That wasn't actually gonna happen. What actually happened was I started to become in alignment with my purpose and my dharma. In yoga, we call our dharma our highest purpose, the thing that I was supposed to be doing. I just got a glimpse of it. I was serving. I was helping people with their limiting beliefs. I was bringing them back into alignment. I was showing them, not by my words, but by the way I was showing up and moving through life. They saw something that they wanted. And it actually wasn't me. They were after themselves. They were after that energy of peace. They were after that energy of happiness. They were like, how is this person doing this? Why are they so, I don't want to say happy, because emotions are a range and you're supposed to feel all of them. You're just not supposed to be there for too long. So if you're upset, it's okay for you to be upset. You're just not supposed to be there for too long. If you're excited and you're on top of a mountain, that's okay too, but just know like you're gonna hit a valley and that's okay. Your emotions are like the waves. They come and they go and you become the observer of all of the things. So learn to connect to your intuition so that you can have access to, what do I actually really want to do? What do I want to be known for? In 3 years from now, 5 years from now, how do I want my surrounding to look like? Where do I even want to live? Do I want to open up my door and be in the Costa Rican jungle? Do I want to be by a beach or by a waterfall or by some beautiful mountains? Like, you get to decide that, human. You see, so many of us are winging our life the same way we're winging our business, the same way we're winging being a millionaire. It actually is pretty scientific. If you take these steps and you figure out what you're supposed to be doing and where your purpose is, and you figure out a way to package that where it helps other people, it helps them resolve a problem. You get out of your own way, which is the next thing that I want to talk about. You have to alchemize this energy of feeling like, well, what is so-and-so going to say on Facebook? And my aunt this and my coworker that. I get that. I was there. But you have to keep your eyes on your own map. This is what I always remind my students. And in yoga, I learned this the best because the first time I went to yoga, I was looking around and I'm like, how are these people standing on their pinky and on their head? Like, I found that just so incredibly difficult and far away. And so keep your eyes on your own map. Don't focus on who Joe Schmo and how they're doing it. You've got to focus on you. There's too much attention on following other people. You got to learn to follow your spirit and not your brain. You got to learn to follow yourself and not everybody else. You got to learn to follow your intuition and not what's trending. You got to learn to come back into yourself. Come back to the altar of your heart. Come back into your body. Become a student of your spirit and not a slave to your mind. And that takes practice. But how's the practice going so far, humans? If you never start, you'll never get there. So besides looking around, the next thing, that's probably the most important thing that I want you to do, is simplify the process. I became a millionaire in 26 months with 2 products. One was my coaching program. I took what I learned from yoga teacher training, meditation, yin yoga, me actually changing my life, becoming a student of what I'm teaching, because you don't want to feel like a fraud and be selling people things that you don't actually really do. I've been meditating now for 7 years. I've been vegan for another 7 years. And I started to learn different things as I started to become the student of all of that. And remember, I sucked for a year. Lots of tears, lots of crying, lots of getting it wrong, lots of reading, but it didn't matter because I was practicing. When you start to package all of these things, you've got to simplify the process. The reasons why I see so many entrepreneurs in many ways fail is because they're doing too many damn things. They're trying to blow up their TikTok and their YouTube and then this is year 4, by the way. So if you don't know, by the way, my name is Melissa. I haven't even introduced myself. I'm a spiritual entrepreneur. I've been doing this thing online for 4 years. I've helped so many students, hundreds of students, start and scale their business, specifically if they are new earth healers, if they are in their medicine work, or if they just have a damn purpose, and if they feel really passionate about what the hell they're doing. And I was able to take the skills of yoga, meditation, mindfulness, grounding in, and I started to realize that all my peers were stressed stress the F out. So I started to actually want to teach more and more people how they can find peace in their life through yoga and meditation. That was my first course. Guess what? It was $350, but it didn't matter because I put it out there. 8 people came in and something around $2,000 came in. The next time I realized you're not going to do that shit again because you undersold yourself and this was way too much energy. This is what happens when you price yourself off too low. You actually start to become mad at yourself. And so I learned from that lesson. I launched another program. This was my business program because at the end of those 8 weeks, all of a sudden people were messaging me like, hey, I really wanted to be life coach. I have my certification. And through this, you reminded me of my purpose. I'm going to go out and do that. Somebody else would tell me about another idea they had. And they kept asking me, hey, you're a TV producer. You know how to do this. How'd you put this course together? And I was like, well, okay. I taught one person, then 2, and then 3. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, this is a new course. You see how I allowed my spirit and my intuition to lead the way. Too many times the reasons why we don't get to where we want is actually because we want it too damn bad. And so learn to ride the wave and ask yourself, what is spirit, universe, and God showing me? Like, what am I supposed to do next? Just read the energy. So I created my very first business coaching program, Unleash and Unveil Your Soul Business. I made it 6 weeks. I kept it super simple. I showed up live, no fancy backdrop. This is year 4. And I just focused on that. And I kept doing it. It worked. I kept doing it. It worked. I made it better. I made it longer. It went from 6 weeks to 8 weeks to 10 weeks to 12 weeks. It became my signature program, which actually we are enrolling right now. I'm going to link it in this video. Unleash and Unveil Your Soul Business is the 11th round. It is the signature program, the go-to program for all spiritual, mystical entrepreneurs. I teach yoga. I teach meditation. I teach business and financial alchemy and ways that you can be in your business without burning yourself out. And that happened after I took many swings, after I practiced. After that, I created the next step, which was the mastermind. And those 2 programs got me to that 1 million in sales in 26 months. While I saw all of my peers bringing out more offers and doing webinars and challenges, you gotta focus. Bring the energy back to yourself. Stop looking around. And the last thing that I want to share with you, which I already covered in this video, is gotta find your purpose. You gotta find the thing and why that is so strong, that goes so deep into the ground and hugs the core of the universe, that on the days that you don't want to do this, you still get up and you're like, I'm not gonna fail myself. I'm doing it for my kid. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my other children. I'm doing it because my sign. Another reason beyond just I want to blow up my channel. That's not enough. The way you become a millionaire is by chipping at it time and time again. By understanding that, you know what, I'm gonna go on a low rant here because people say that you shouldn't be obsessed with your work and you have to find balance. BS. Be obsessed with your work. Be so obsessed with your work that that's all you think about. Because when you do that, you are playing around in the creation mode. When you're playing in your vortex, in that creation mode, you're guaranteed to create that thing. You just got to do it without fear. There's so many people that say you have to bring in balance. I don't think that's true. If you love what you do, keep doing it. And don't listen to people who are not walking the walk and living the Dharma and their purpose. Learn from mentors. Learn from the people who have done this before. That's probably one of the biggest key things that I can share with you in this video. If you see somebody doing exactly what you want to do, learn from them. Don't get triggered. Learn. They're your teacher. And that's what I've been doing along the way. Humans, this has been such an amazing time hanging out with everybody. If you are in a season where you're like, damn, I'm ready to learn, Unleash and Unveil Your Soul Business is open. We start in October. I'm super excited to be bringing in some new energy. It's a 12-week course. I mentor live inside of this program every single week. So if you're ready, spaghetti, let's get it. All right, humans, go in peace, go in God. See you soon.